Hello, good afternoon, and everybody. Again, and we had some technical hiccups, and I hope right now it is okay. So you can see my slides. Let me see. Yeah, great. So you can see my slides, and everything looks fine. Good. My name is Sophia Xiong. Just in case it's the first time you are you are watching our Facebook Chinese lessons. We pretty much we go on live lessons every week, every Tuesday, and we talk about the content of the week. So most likely it is something in our post. We talk about what's written in the post, the new ideas, new resources, and the new creations we have done. If you don't know me, my name is Sophia Xiong. I am the owner of ChineseForKids.net. So my main job is to help parents, teachers, and students to learn Chinese. Okay, so today the topic is something more technical, so you can more to teach you some tools to help you to learn Chinese more effectively. And it is 4 types of flashcards for Chinese vocabulary learning. Yeah, as we all know that Chinese vocabulary is quite difficult for the Chinese learners. And we always use flashcards for Chinese learning, and it's quite effective. But what is a flashcard? Have you used a flashcard before? Okay, the flashcard is a card bearing information as words or numbers on either or both sides, used in classroom drills or in private study. One writes a question on the side and an answer overleaf. Flashcards can bear vocabulary, historical dates, formula, or any subject matter that can be learned via a question and answer format. Flashcards are widely used as a learning drill to aid memorization. Okay, I think this is a very good definition for flashcard. It's true, it can be used to learn any subjects, but it's especially useful for language learning, especially Chinese. So how does a flashcard look like? Let's have a look. There are some examples. The first one was just words. The second one is a picture and a word. The third one is a picture on one side and the word on the other side. When you fold it, it's going to be front and back, two-sided. And this one is even in much more details. You can see the word on the top, and then you can see the definition. You can see some similar words, some sentences, even a picture. So those are just some examples you can have, so you can have an idea how a flashcard looks like. Yes, you are right. Yeah, and probably you have used the flashcards in your own learning. Flashcards are perfect for Chinese vocabulary learning. You may say, how? Well, I am going to talk about 4 types of flashcards so you can have some inspiration. So the 4 types of flashcards that are very effective in Chinese vocabulary learning are text-only Chinese vocabulary flashcards, picture vocabulary flashcards, and flashcards for Chinese characters, as well as the flashcards for context learning. So what are they? Let's look at them one by one in more details. First of all, text-only flashcards. So what to include in the text-only flashcards, we should have Chinese vocabulary, pinyin, and English meaning. Okay, pinyin is quite important in a vocabulary flashcards. Why is that? Because Chinese characters, many times you look at it and you don't have a clue how to pronounce it. With a pinyin, you will get some clue how it is pronounced. And that's why pinyin is quite important to be included in the text-only Chinese vocabulary cards. So let's have a look. What to consider. Okay, when we consider how to make the flashcards, text-only flashcards, we need to think about two concepts. One is passive review and the other one is active recall. A passive review is basically when you learn something and you look at it and to test yourself if you remember its meaning. That's called passive review. So this flashcard, 一扇窗户, the Chinese word is on one side, on the front side. The back side is its English meaning and a pinyin. So a window, 一扇窗户. So you know that's the meaning. When you look at the flashcards, the front side, 一扇窗户, and then you can check if you understand it by looking at the back. And this is passive review. And the other way is active recall. The active recall is you look at the meaning and you try to recall the word you have learned. So when you look at a window, you have to think, 一扇窗户. So you can recall actively the meaning. So there's one thing I want you to all to pay attention to. Look, here in the Chinese part, it's written 一扇窗户, and 窗户 is in a different color. So we know that is the key word you want to learn. However, we put 一扇 in the front. Why is that? Because Chinese nouns are very special. We have different words for the unit words for many objects. If it is a general 个, let's say 一个苹果, 一个馒头, in that case, you don't have to put the unit word in the Chinese nouns. But if the unit word is different and it makes sense to remember it, it's much better to include the unit word in the word itself. So we write down 一扇窗户 rather than 窗户. Does it make sense to you? I hope so. So the second type of the vocabulary flashcards is the picture vocabulary cards. As the name suggests, the card includes a picture and the vocabulary. So normally there are two types of picture vocabulary cards. One is one card, one side. It's a one-sided card. So like this one, 熊猫. So it has a picture on the top and then it has the Chinese word at the bottom. Or it is one card, two sides. So it's two-sided card. For example, the picture is on the front and the Chinese word is on the back. So 圣诞树. So you can see the word 圣诞树 and the picture is on the front. So in this way, when you look at the picture, you will actively recall 圣诞树. Or you look at 圣诞树 and you can passively test if you understand its meaning. Picture flashcards are extremely useful when the images are Chinese culturally specific. Here are some examples. This one 过年. Look, Chinese Spring Festival exists in some countries in Asia, especially in China. It's the most important festival in China. And if you talk about Chinese festival without a picture, it does not ring a bell for many Chinese learners. So this picture vocabulary flashcard makes the link. You can look at a picture of a happy family in a festival atmosphere, and they are enjoying a dinner, and that is 过年. So you can remember it, you can associate the words to the event, and that makes the word more memorable. For example, let's have a look at this one. This is one dish. It's called 宫保鸡丁. And when you look at the picture, you will see, this is a dish with chicken cubes together with a lot of pepper, chili pepper, and peanuts. And that's a famous spicy dish, which is called 宫保鸡丁. If you want to learn the Chinese words, 宫保鸡丁, it doesn't make much sense. But only when you learn the words together with the picture, you can establish the association, establish the relationship. Another example is 阴阳. For many people, 阴阳is a concept. It's hard to understand. And if you see the picture with a whole thing, a universe like a whole, but with two shapes of different colors, they are twisting together. But in each opposite colors, there's small dots of the opposite color. So which means in the darkness, there's some light. In the light, there's some darkness. That's how yin yang means. Only when you see the picture, you can fully understand what yin yang stands for. And in all those three particular cases, they are all Chinese, culturally specific. It is extremely useful to use a picture to refer to the meanings. And in this case, that's what we say, a picture is more than 1,000 words. Okay, the third type of flashcards is called character flashcards. Oh, this one is so often used because Chinese characters are symbols. In most cases, they look like symbols. So it makes sense to memorize characters just like flashcards, especially for younger learners. So depending on the purposes, learning objectives, we can say the first objective, if your objective is to recognize the Chinese characters, like most young learners or the beginning learners, this makes sense to just remember, just look at the words Chinese characters simple on one side, and the meaning and the pinyin and the meaning on the back side. This example is kou. So the front side is Chinese character, the back side is pinyin, how to pronounce it, and its meaning. You can flash the cards to the children many times, so they can look at it and they understand what it means. They can recognize the word, the character, and that's the whole purpose. It doesn't require the kids to write it. Well, to be more advanced, if you want to know the character well, then recognizing the character is not enough. So in this case, you may want to include how to pronounce it, pinyin, how to write it in the right order, following the right writing strokes, its meaning, and some examples. So this is a very detailed flashcards. Look at this example. It's 天. So on one side, 天 is the character. And at the bottom, you can see how to write the letter stroke by stroke in the right order. On the back side, you can see how to pronounce it, the pinyin, its meaning, and examples. As you notice, 天 is in different color, is in red color. So you know that is the word, that is the character you are learning. 白天 means day, 天空 means sky, 天堂 means heaven, 天气 means weather. So you can see 天 when used with different character, it will form different words, and the different words mean different things. Now the last type of flashcards is context flashcards. Yeah, we all know we remember a word easily if we associate it to a particular setting or a specific person. A word are combined to form a fixed expression. So sometimes the two words, or even three or even four characters, they may mean different things or similar things, but only combined together, they are more often used to mean some specific meaning. So the example I'm giving you is 爱惜. 爱惜 is one word which means to treasure, to cherish. 爱 means to love. 惜 means to cherish. 爱惜 put together means to cherish, to treasure. And in fact, 爱惜 in most cases is used very often. Okay, now when we talk about context flashcards, we could create different flashcards for the same word, but in different context. So I want to give, this is based on a principle of cloze test. What is a cloze test? It is an exercise, test, or assessment consisting of a portion of language with certain items, words, or signs removed, where the participant is asked to replace the missing language item. So cloze tests require the ability to understand context and vocabulary in order to identify the correct language or parts of speech that belongs in the deleted passages. This exercise is commonly administered for the assessment of native and second language learning and instruction. So you must have done similar exercises. Let's say it is blank and he got wet. So you need to fill in what's missing in the blank. So in this case, it is raining and he got wet. Does it make sense? Right? So let's have a look at one example. This, if you look at the characters, it's 好吃. Actually, it has two different meanings. So in this case, I made two flashcards to reflect the two different meanings. In first card, it says 饺子很 blank, and the English is dumplings are tasty. So you need to think what word you should put in. On the back, I put 饺子很好吃. So 好吃 I have the pinyin 好吃 and also its meaning. It means tasty and delicious. Okay. And the other example, you can see 她太 blank. She likes to eat. Then in order to fill in the blank, you need to think what you should put in. In this case, we should put in 好吃. They are the same characters, but different pronunciation and different meaning. 她太好吃. 好吃 means enjoys food, likes to eat. Okay, now we have finished talking about the 4 types of flashcards we can use in Chinese vocabulary learning. If you want to read the article and look at examples better, you can go to the post, and the link is in the comment area. So you can just click on the link and go to the post and read it. What's more, since we're talking about vocabulary, have you got a copy of a top 100 Chinese character list? If not, you can go to the website chineseforkids.net/100 and get the list. Okay, thank you very much for joining me for this lesson. For more Chinese learning and teaching materials for kids, please visit https://chineseforkids.net. All right, I will see you next Tuesday. 下周二见。